Buckle up and hold on as we take you for a wild and exciting ride on the road to TransWorld. This is TransWorld Live.
What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday, and that means it is TransWorld Live. Welcome to the show. We are excited. This is episode 11, and boy, are we on the road to TransWorld. We're really excited that you're here. Credit to Hunter. Hunter, our first comment today with the celebration there. Nice to see you, Taylor and Mandy. Oh my gosh, and Bo and Sean couldn't do it. Tara, what's up? Eric, guys, welcome to the show. We are so glad you're here as everybody is logging in. We love that you are here, but we don't know if you are watching unless you comment. So please comment into that chat. Let us know you're here. Let us know what you're all about. Bring some live and wonderful chatter here to our amazing guests, and we're going to have a great show tonight. We have some wonderful surprises ahead of you tonight. Want to always welcome everybody that's watching from YouTube. We are really close to 1,000 subscribers. Once we hit that mark, everybody is going to get a little surprise, courtesy of TransWorld. So we're grateful for you. We've got some birthdays to celebrate. Happy birthday yesterday to Bonnie McGallen and Chad Franks. Happy birthday to them. Today, George from Immortal, Tim Stedman, and Bill Criscione. Happy birthday to them. Tomorrow, our good friend Jennifer Luke. Happy birthday to her. Thursday, Jasmine Nicole. And on Friday, all the way from Ohio, Andrea Gigantor. We really want to wish them all a happy birthday. Now, on a very compassionate note, our good friends from Reaper's Revenge reached out. Unfortunately, Mike Hefner, one of the brainchilds behind that entire operation, is going through some medical struggles with some brain cancer. So they have set up a GoFundMe to assist. As many of our super fans like to point out, Haunters helping Haunters. If you can spare a couple dollars and want to donate to Mike and his family as they go on this arduous journey, I know that they're going to be incredibly appreciative. Robert's going to put that into the chat right now so you can see that. Well, you saw the video, folks, and we are excited. We are officially on the road to TransWorld 2025. And if you can believe it, I don't want to scare you. We are only 43 days away from February 26th, Wednesday, February 26th, where everything kicks off. Of course, your one-stop shop is haashow.com. You're going to want to bookmark that and make sure that you are checking it. Now, often on this show, we have breaking news. We talk about new developments. And we tell you, keep checking that website because things are always popping up. We've got some breaking news that we're going to talk about tonight. But if new events, new things are happening, new seminars, stuff's popping up all the time. So we want to go over just a quick preview of what we've got coming for this year's TransWorld 25. Wednesday night, that's right, February 26th. That's where it all kicks off on the networking night out. We've talked about this during our Christmas seminars. This is going to be open to everybody, and I mean everybody. Haunted house folks, Halloween folks, Christmas folks, interactive entertainment, or just coming to see all of the amazing people. We want you all there, whether you're an industry veteran and have been there for 20 or 30 years, or you're brand new and just dipping your toe in the water. Networking Night Out is the place to get your entire TransWorld 25 started So Robert's putting that on the screen again, haashow.com, so you can check it out for yourselves. There's going to be industry experts in all of the different fields that you can talk, hobnob, rub shoulders with, ask questions, and learn all kinds of fun stuff to see how you can make this business even better for yourself. Thursday, we've got the Agritainment Networking Mixer, the Interactive Entertainment Mixer, and of course, our legendary City Museum Party. That's right, you're not going to want to miss that. That's on Thursday, the 27th. Friday, we've got the Haunted Attraction Association State of the Industry, their auction, the Interactive Entertainment Speakeasy event, the Vampire Circus, a special premiere screening of the Fright Stuff documentary, and of course, the Christmas Show's Christmas Around the World event. I know we're going fast. You stick with us for the next 8 weeks. We're going to have you covered. We're going to feature all kinds of different special things on each one of these events as we get closer. Now, of course, we stress and we talk a lot about seminars and education, and TransWorld is the place to get all of that information so that you can become better and make more money during your season. We've got a plethora of seminars that are out on the docket, ones that are specially catered to Halloween, to Christmas, to interactive entertainment, to the holiday lighting installer series. You're going to want to check out all of those. We even have a seminar package. If you just don't know which one to pick, you can pick them all. So haashow.com, you want to check it out. Make sure that you get everything that you need from the industry leading experts in all of our fields. Now, speaking of experts, we have a pair of guys that we're super excited to have on the show. So TransWorld Live, help me in a very, very warm welcome, because we do need that warm weather. Tim Gavinski, Billy Groeneveld, welcome to TransWorld Live.
Thank you. How are you, Chris?
I'm well. How about you guys?
Good. Thanks for having us, man.
Good. You know, we talk about it and we joke about it. Obviously, some of us that are still in cold weather climates are very jealous of both of you.
Well, don't be jealous of me. I'm freezing my yaw off.
Wait,
51.
I love it. I love it. Oh, man. Guys.
So you told me what would happen. It happened. 51 is freezing to me.
Yeah, no bueno.
Oh my gosh, you're already starting to get love. The chat is blowing up. Becca says hi. Erica's there. She says hi. Oh, guys, welcome to the show. You guys are industry legends. Thanks for making some time for us.
Well, Billy might be an industry legend.
Well,
no,
hey.
The legend are David Bertolino, Larry Kirshner, Dwayne Sandberg, Ben Armstrong. Yep. I mean, I could go on forever. Lance Pope. Those guys, they led the groundwork. They made it easy for me.
Always have to pay homage to them. For those that don't know you guys, can we start with Tim? Tim, tell us a little bit about your background for those that may not know how cool of a guy you are.
First of all, I don't remember the last time I was ever called Tim. I think I've had Timmer since 1968 or something. I don't know.
Well, there you go. We all have permission.
I owned a haunted house, a number of haunted houses for about 20 years. 2019, I came to Florida. I was in a pool. There were palm trees. The wind was blowing. I got out of the pool. I was gone for an hour and a half. I came back. My wife's like, "Where were you?" I said, "I bought a house." Billy knows this is a true story, isn't it? And she's like, "We own a business." And I'm like, "Yeah, you can handle it." So that was the year before COVID. And a funny side note, Billy and I actually spoke together at Disney 3 days before the COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
And if you remember back then, it broke out in Washington State first. And there were people from Washington State and they wanted to come up to me and Billy. And we were like, stay away. So
it was spooky. That was spooky in itself, that it was like in Disney and there was like tumbleweeds going around. We're like, okay, this is getting serious.
This is serious stuff. So we had the COVID lockdown. And my wife travels a lot, as everyone knows. They've all seen her in the last 6 years. No one's really seen me. And I always thought I wanted to write a book about Halloween, because when I got in the business, there was one book out. Kelly Allen wrote one, but it was basically an outline of a business plan.
Sure.
And there were a couple other handouts where people talked a little bit about Halloween, but it was mimeographed. So if you're old enough to remember what that means. So I always thought the industry was lacking something. And I talked to a number of people about it, and they all, because haunted house owners don't have time to write a book.
That's true.
But if you retire, you have a lot of time to write a book. And then if you're real smart, you send it out to people that are much smarter than you to see what they think. And of course, I gave a copy to Billy. And if anyone here doesn't know Billy, when Billy doesn't agree with you, he always goes, wow. So I made the mistake of saying, so Billy, what you think? He said, oh, I thought there'd be more safety. And I just spent literally 4 or 5 years writing this book, and that's what I got, that kick in the ass. So because of that, and I don't know if you can see this, I had to go back to the drawing board and write this book. And it is the Itty Bitty Red Book for Safety and Emergency Preparedness. Ah, there it is. Thank you, Robert.
He's magic.
And if you read what's on there, the future haunting is.
Was Tim, the first time I met you, you were like, if you mess up in a haunted house down in Florida,
Don't swear, Billy.
It affects me. I will fly down to Florida and I will kick your butt. And it was all about safety, safety, safety. So that's the only reason I was like, really? How much safety?
So when I wrote this book, I did a deep dive into safety and preparing for safety. And Billy and I had a lot of back and forth, but the cornerstone for haunted houses is basically the IBC and NFPA 101. And it's just a very small section of the book for special amusement buildings. So I had to do a lot of research, and I actually went on Amazon today, and those 2 books, if you bought them today, would be $595 for literally less than 10 pages of reading. And anybody that's ever read that book knows it is boring as sin. So this book, I tried to cover as much as I could, but you can never cover it all. And I sent it out to another group of haunted house owners and a fire marshal. And they had some very nice, very positive feedback. But that brought us to another problem. And that's why Billy and we were asked by Jen if we would come back to the show, asking Billy to leave Costa Rica and me to leave Florida in February. That's kind of a big ask.
That's a big ask.
But I always said I would do anything for the Thaler family and Joe and Jen in particular. And now that Jen's married to Rich, I like Rich. So I talked to Billy, and Billy's like, wow. And the next thing you know, we're booked. So I think we're doing a few seminars together, and we're doing networking night out. And I have a booth. The book will be in the booth, and I have young ladies selling the book. Billy and I will be on the patio adjacent to the booth, and it'll be 2 Caribbean hobos telling war stories, because now we get to say it. We got out alive. Remember, Billy? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's actually, I mean, it was a drawback, and Jen it was a big catalyst behind it of recognizing things that we're seeing in the industry. And as Timmer said, one of the things that drew me back in, I haven't been to TransWorld since 2022, was really from being on the board of the HAA, the Haunted Attraction Association, anything, was always trying to give back to the industry. And when seeing something that's heading and disturbing the industry, I think the more voices and things that we get around it is always going to be beneficial. And with Jen recognizing and asking if we could come in and discuss what we've learned through Tim and I going through, as he said, essentially diving down a rabbit hole that gets pretty big into the safety, the things that owners are going to be facing for the next years to come. I couldn't say no. Absolutely, I jumped in with both feet.
That's fantastic. It seems like it's going to be an amazing resource, obviously catered right towards haunted houses. Like you mentioned, those 2 books have a lot of code, but not all of it's applicable to our industry. So it's nice, it's concise, it's in one big manual, and it's perfectly read.
Well, there is, I think, at the TransWorld 2025 show, I think there's been a shift for a lot of seminars towards safety and emergency preparedness. It's a crazy world out there. It's a very litigious world. And I have to give Jen all the credit in the world. I would do anything for Jen. Let that be absolutely clear. And I think Billy feels the same way. But what I like is that what Billy and I are really speaking about and our panels are about is we're focusing on getting a message out directly to owner and operators. Would you agree, Billy?
Absolutely.
And I believe the association, who Billy and I both, we've both been a part of for a number of years. And I was the president of the association. Billy was the vice president. Bill Cristione, whose birthday is today, he was my vice president. We always wanted to promote, educate, and safeguard the industry. And the industry, their current president and their future president are both doing seminars basically paralleling ours. And I believe Ben Armstrong, Jen or Ben could answer this. I believe the TransWorld Buyer Board is doing a panel discussion, and it'll also delve into this area. But if you pay any attention to the boards, we're kind of talking in code, Billy and I, because we have to. But there's a big problem in the industry, and there's nothing that can stop this storm from coming. The only thing is, hopefully, we can help you put up your storm shutters. Billy's used to hurricanes, so we're going to help you protect.
And you are now this year too.
Absolutely.
Well, Timmer, it's great. It's great that you mentioned that, because on behalf of TransWorld and both of you, we actually have breaking news right here. It just went live on the website a few minutes ago. You guys are going to be hosting 2 different free seminars. That's right, folks, free to all attendees. All you have to do is be registered and come to TransWorld 2025 on Friday. Let's talk about the Friday seminar first. It's exactly what you've just been leading up to: frightening changes facing owners in the haunt industry. It's going to be from 8 to 9:30 in the morning. It is free. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect.
From the high level, like the 10,000 foot level, as Timmer was saying before, I mean, we're going to try and delve into certain things that I think, nobody wants to discuss.
Right.
Everybody wants to say it'll never happen to them. We've all been through everything that's on that. But, there is an increasing trend in lawsuits.
Sure.
If you're in the industry, somebody that is being sued. It's increasing. But we're going to try and look at some of the reasons behind that. Also, we'll start looking into, not speaking for insurance companies, but the insurance company dilemma, which we can look back to other industries. We can draw comparisons. History repeats itself, from mud runs to roller skating rinks to anything else that there is, where insurance companies they're in it to make money. They're our friends, no doubt. They're there to protect us. You have to work with them, but there's also no company's going to be out there to lose money, including yourselves, right? So, there's a dilemma coming up on this as claims go up. What is the possibilities that are out there? We don't have the answers, but we can show you paths that may be out there that you're prepared for. Everything is preparation that we're trying to get everybody ready for on this. It's just as, almost as Timmer said, putting up storm shutters and being ready for a storm. Getting weathered in, you're all good. It passes and everything's fine each year with you. But there is things you have to do to prepare. What are the long-term effects with the industry? And like I said, what can we do? Is it, independent risk assessments, safety protocols? We all know the policies, but everything has to go how long and how, are we going to be dedicated to what we all know we should be doing? Because if not, we could get called to the table.
Well, that's a great point. That's a very great point. Now, I want to focus on something real quick because we try to make sure that any seminar or educational opportunity is based towards the right audience. And we've said this before, but we want to really highlight this. These free seminars here really have no benefit to any of the actors, makeup artists, etc. These are exclusively for owners and operators, right?
Billy, you or me?
Go ahead.
All right. So Jen would never say that someone couldn't come to a seminar, and really, I think it would be a logistical nightmare for her Blue Coat team to decide who is an owner or an operator. But I am telling you, if one of our former staff came there, they would last 5 minutes because it's going to be pretty dry. It's legal stuff usually is. And I don't think we mentioned that. Billy and I were looking at life after haunting, and we spent a lot of money and traveled around the world and attended it's called the Seek Expert Witness Training Program and course. And I don't know if anyone's come after us, but there are only 3 of us that are trained in Seek, and it's Billy, myself, and actually Emmy Smith. So we get a lot of phone calls about people being sued, and that's where we have to draw the line. We can't talk about that too much.
It is. It's the business side of haunts. We like to have fun and we like to create those worlds to scare people and make those wonderful memories. But keeping your business open and making sure it's financially and fiscally responsible, also a very important part of the haunt business.
Yeah,
it's
the
business.
word business.
You don't make more.
And the word business should not be, don't lessen at that. This is a business.
That's right. That's right.
This is a business.
That's very right. Now, we're going to have a follow-up on Saturday, actually, which is also going to have both of you, including Ben Armstrong from Netherworld, called Entering the Next Season with Awareness and Insight. And it looks like it's going to be a follow-up to the Friday seminar.
I think the main reason that we're trying to do is because we believe that there's going to be some, and listen, this is Jen thinking ahead of this on it too, is instead of these seminars taking where we're using up a half an hour or so of questions, this happens to me, this city, this state, is that everybody can sort of think about this on Friday and come in Saturday, and we'll address that whole seminar. We'll be, with Ben moderating, who's phenomenal on it, address the questions and everything that people have to the best of the ability, or at least open it up for discussions where certain people will open up and either, affirm what they're seeing in the industry from a operator standpoint to back up what we've been seeing from the legal side.
Agreed. Now, we do want to highlight, you guys had mentioned him a little bit earlier, but the Haunted Attraction Association is also going to be putting on 5 different seminars that are strictly focused on safety. And both of you have talked about that, how important safety is to our livelihood here. Here's the seminars. They're going to be having the Unlock the Secrets to Haunted Attraction Safety with the Chaos Safety course. Frights and Insights, Mastering Haunted Attraction Safely. Ensuring the Scare, Making Your Haunt an Insurance All-Star. Wow, sounds very applicable here. Foundations of Fear, Part 1, the beginner's conversation to developing, starting, and sustaining the first 5 years in the haunted attraction. And then there's going to be a part 2 to that as well. You guys have a long, rich history in the Haunted Attraction Association and obviously in the industry overall. What could you say to anybody that's listening and considering, should they take these seminars? Should they join in?
Go ahead, Tim.
Well, you go first.
Okay, I will. And so it's interesting that you say that, because before my wife and I even started Enigma Haunt, we attended for 2 years to TransWorld beforehand, taking courses and everything that there was associated with it before even opening the doors. Even though we knew we wanted to, we 2 years, we went to classes, and held off before we would do this. I think the rotation into, and admittedly, back then it's props, it's cool, it's sound, it's, everything that was going on at the time, and safety and chaos was always important. And those were the first ones we always took. Right. But as we're rotating into this new era, I think that somebody from everybody's haunt should be attending, multiple people. And whether it's somebody that's in your management crew that's assigned to security, if it's somebody they should be attending these safety things nonstop. As an owner, I would be completely remiss if I wasn't there and my manager operator wasn't there at each one of these. I'm at risk. Other customers, all of our visitors, tens of thousands of people that come through are at risk. If you're not doing these things at the Haunted Attraction Association, if you're not part of the Haunted Attraction Association or an association that's trying to further the industry, you'd be remiss not to do that.
Very good, Bill. So, Chris, here's what I'll say. Any seminar that you take away anything from is well worth the price of admission, right? And the fact that TransWorld and Jen in particular is bringing Billy in from Costa Rica and me in from Florida, and she's not charging for the seminars, that should tell you all you need to know about how important this is.
That's right.
And I will tell you this. Everybody thinks safety isn't sexy, and that's in the book, okay?
Sure.
I would much rather spend, especially my younger haunter self, I would much rather spend the money on a corridor of corpses or something from Distortions or something from Screamline. But the problem is, and it doesn't happen, nobody worries about it because it hasn't happened to them yet. And if you think spending $5,000 or $10,000 on CCTV and body cams is expensive, wait until you get sued. Because they're not taking you to court for $5,000 or $10,000.
Right.
There's usually another zero added to that.
Yeah.
Okay. To the 10,000, it's six figures easy. So the problem that people have is we could always hide behind assumption of risk.
Correct.
Any business can do that. Well, they found ways to get around it. And they're going after people for what's called premises liability. Mm-hmm. And, if you got a rock in your parking lot and somebody trips and sprains their ankle, there's lawyers that'll say, oh, yeah, we can get you money. You see them. You see the commercials every day and everywhere you're at. So what Billy and I are going to focus on is what you can do before the season happens, what you should do when something does happen, and the steps you need to take if you get subpoenaed, if you get served. And granted, the attorneys are going to come to you from the insurance companies. I'll tell you right now, when I owned the Wisconsin Fairgrounds, we were served. And when I went to court, I brought my personal lawyer in, and my lawyer said this to the judge because the judge was confused. He said, that attorney's here for the insurance company. I'm here for them. And the judge was like, this is a good start. But that's the way it has to be.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I believe Billy and I are going to drive home. I hope that's what the association plans on doing. Everything that I've talked with them, they are. And I think Jim Warner is, he's very excited, and he's all about safety. And
yes,
Ben's an all-star. So I think you're in good hands.
I couldn't agree more. And obviously, as you had mentioned, when you have wonderful experts that have lived this, that have gone through the trials and tribulations, for any haunt owner out there who thinks they, might know it all, like, this is a great opportunity to learn from some industry long tenured veterans that know what they're talking about and have been through these trials. So very, very important. Now, can I mention, Tim, so we're talking about booth number 1122, And this is where folks can get this amazing resource. So we have the two seminars. We have the 5 haunted attraction seminars on safety, but this book from the Itty Bitty series, it's going to be available, and you guys are launching it right at TransWorld 2025 at your booth 1122.
Correct. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And I owe the Thaler family and TransWorld pretty much my haunting career, because going to that show, attending those seminars. I mean, I can still remember the first seminar I ever went to, and it was Randy Bates, and now he's a good friend, and he talked about a Pepper's Ghost, and I had no idea what a Pepper's Ghost was, but I knew enough not to raise my hand and look stupid. And when the seminar ended, there was a line, and this is back in the day when you would buy seminars for the entire day. So Randy taught that same seminar 4 times. There was a line a mile long, and I was like, oh. And I remember it took me 3 years to find out what a Pepper's Ghost was. and then I had like 4 of them in my haunted houses, and I was like, oh, this is the stuff. But yeah, it's because of Jen that I'm coming. I believe that's why Billy's coming, because of the Thalers, and we're trying to pay back. Billy said, "This is Billy, my friend." He's like, "Yeah, I think you really should. You should sell the black book and give the red one away from free." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, it costs $10,000 to get the red one printed, Billy, and I don't." My wife loves me, but if I say, I spent $10,000 to give a present to everybody in the industry, yeah, she's going to give me a present. So
thanks, Uncle Timmer.
What's that?
Thanks, Uncle Timmer.
It sounds like Emmy. So it is. I think it's a steal of a deal, and if nothing else, come hang out with me and Billy and pick our brains, because we're going to have fun. I think that's what we've agreed on.
Yep.
And this very possibly could be both Billy and mine's last hurrah. We don't have anything. We don't have any skin in the game, and I can send people to sell my book at TransWorld Midwest Haunters East Coast. I don't have to be there. I can be in my pool. And as Robert Smith can tell you, and so can Billy, my pool's very nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, a big question from the audience here that has come up. Although we would all love that free copy, everybody wanted to know, what price will the book be selling for at TransWorld?
That's between my business manager and the girls that are selling the book. I'm being serious. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay.
I honestly, Billy, have I ever?
He's not joking. I'm like, well, how much is it? And he's like, well, I don't know.
I honest to God don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, you got to check out booth number 1122. Come see these guys.
Come launching at TransWorld. Everything's launching at TransWorld.
That's it. I love it. Now, before
I was going to get questions like, Timmer, what are you wearing to TransWorld? Because I got like Studio 31 Concepts. Courtney McIntyre, he's making me a costume. I'm all excited. Billy and I are going as Caribbean ho-hos. I said ho-hos, Billy. Caribbean hobos. And we're going to be the Salty Haunters, man. I can't wait to see friends like, I saw Shannon Hops was on here earlier. She'll probably be one of the few people I won't give a hard time to, because I love Shannon. But we've been practicing, when we owned a haunted house.
Exactly.
With the rocking chair.
Yeah.
Don't laugh, Chris. You might see some rocking chairs.
I'm jealous. That's awesome. There's got to be a Cracker Barrel around there. But
please, did we ever have this problem back in the day? And if you think about it, Chris, I mean, I know you're rather new. I mean, you've been around with Haunted House Chicago. I remember you from back then when you were a review crew. But very few haunters get out with their lives. I mean, retire.
It's true.
And for a while, I was the only one. Kelly Collins came, and then Bob Turner sold. And look, if there's haunters, a lot of people have a business plan but very few of them have an exit plan. And I will tell you this, if you don't have a plan to exit, you're never going to exit. Would you agree with that, Billy? Billy's the brains of this outfit.
Well, absolutely. But you know that
you know you're the brains.
Well, no, but that's as we said, and we go back to what we said again. This is a business. This is a business.
Absolutely.
There has got to be a way to end the. Listen, and if it's letting your family continue to run it, and that's what it's going to be, there's nothing wrong with a family. Look at Walmart. I mean, whatever. You know.
That's right.
You can
sure, and I've had this conversation with many well-known haunters. You know, you look at Ben in Netherworld; he has a legacy. He's got Max. You look at Larry with the Darkness. Larry has a legacy. Other people don't have the legacy, correct. So then you have to decide. And Billy and I can talk you through this too. You know, once you take an amortization. Everybody thinks their haunts are worth so much money, but when you really put it all together, it's a bunch of plywood and 2x4s, right?
Yeah.
So that's it's an interesting discussion, and we don't claim that we have all the answers, but we do believe a few things because we've been around. So it should be fun on the patio.
Thanks for clarifying that, Eddie.
What did Eddie do?
He said it's hobos, not ho-hos.
Tell Eddie I can't see what he is. I missed dinner tonight because I was so excited to be on TransWorld Live and see Chris Z.
Oh, hey!
I thought I'd see Robert Smith a little bit, but he's been hiding in the background. My big toe.
Robert makes all the magic happen. He's our guy. He's our guy. Now, we're bringing you all the way from Florida. We're super excited. And obviously, Jen's really excited about that. Yeah, can we talk really quick, though? You also have an additional seminar on Thursday, Timmer's Top 10 Insider Secrets for every haunted house owner that they should know. And we got this cool little graphic here. So that's awesome. Tell us what
that was the day.
Tell us what people can expect.
Honestly, when I read the description, I called Billy and I said, man, I really want to go to this seminar. It sounds like it's going to be awesome. No, I have, to be honest, I think I have 10 things that I've never shared before in a seminar. And the first 3, they're kind of cute and funny, but they're really, once you think about them and you get down deep, it's awesome advice. And that's what I learned from the Great Pumpkin. And then I have 7 tips. I don't know the audience, you know, what's their level of interest. But when it comes to what I think they should be focused on, I think they should be focused on their future financial success and what happens once you hit 60 or older, because you can't keep banging in a haunted house for the rest of your life. Right. It's just not. I mean, it's a great dream, and some people might be able to do it. I knew I wasn't going to be able to. So it's the 10 tips, and I don't have Anne-Marie to take care of my PowerPoint. And if you know me, I'm a 404. I'm always in error. So I asked Billy, I said, Billy, will you come and do my PowerPoint for me? And he said, yeah. And I said, but there's one rule. If I'm talking about, you know, a Roth IRA or something, I said, I don't need you to go, well, because Billy was in the banking industry. And the last thing I need him doing is shoot me down in front of people going, you know, Roths are good, but you could also do a VOO. Right, Billy?
No, I got it. I'm good. I don't get it.
You got to muzzle them. So Billy and I will be in that seminar as well.
That's awesome. What a great opportunity to learn from both of you.
Hopefully.
We hope so.
If people are out there, the hours are weird. Jen, really came up with the timing for it because everybody's focused on Thursday going in bright and early and coming in and seeing the haunt for the first time and getting around. And this was such an important thing. Jen was really saying that we should be putting this, let's try it the next morning. Everybody's already got in and seen what they needed to see. And then the owners can come back and really hit this these seminars that we're looking at both days because they've already had the opportunity to jump into the show. So it was very great planning by TransWorld and Jen on this.
Agreed.
Yeah, I can't thank Jen enough for doing this, and
Agreed.
I think the industry really should thank her.
Oh, very much.
She has gone above and beyond. And Rich was all in all right away. You know, I often forget because Rich is a little newer to the family. Rich is a big boy, and he plays a lot of pickleball, from what I understand. So him and Amory got that going for him. Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a cool little club. Well, guys, before we conclude this up, I mean, we're bringing you out of retirement. You're coming out there, hanging out, bringing your wealth of knowledge back to TransWorld. Besides the safety, besides education, besides connecting and making sure people have the tools to succeed and be financially successful, what are you guys looking forward to?
Really?
Oh, geez. A lot of it's not allowed on the live site. But I mean, actually, you know, seeing the people is the most important thing. I mean, what I'm really looking forward to is interacting with everybody again, seeing where they're at in their careers, you know, not being in touch with everybody from being on the Haunted Attraction Association board and seeing what everybody's been doing. You know, we still do. Timmer and I and Anne Marie and Karen and I, we've done trips to the Northeast since we've retired. We've got some other Southeast ones. We'll leave it like surprises, sort of like Legendary Haunt Tour, where we're going to show up and we're going to, you know, so we're still looking around to go and see all these haunts, but seeing everybody in one spot and seeing the new vendors and everything that's occurring, I'm actually very excited.
Love it.
We're very fortunate that Billy made a lot of friends when he was in the industry, and I made 3. So we're doing good there. But we get to see haunts during the season now, which is huge for us.
Right.
And I will tell you this. Last year we went to Woods of Terror, and Billy can swear to this. I sat down in their midway and said to myself, this is the greatest event I've ever seen. And I've been to them all. I've been to hundreds. I've been to them in Europe. I've been everywhere but Australia. Okay. And what Eddie McLaurin and Peggy McLaurin do, it's mind boggling. And I'm not saying that it's better necessarily than like their haunts are any better than say Dark Hour or The Darkness or Netherworld or 13th Gate. You know all the usual suspects. It was the atmosphere and what I saw was just amazing. And this year, Billy and I and Karen and Anne-Marie are going to Netherworld. Then we're going to Baton Rouge. We're going to see Dwayne. And then we're going to see Dave and Mindy, and we're going to finish up in New Orleans with hopefully 13th floor.
Wow.
So that's going to be a hell of a trip for us. And then we want to go to Texas, but that's a long drive, Texas. So, yeah, that's what that is. And for me, I just want to see the people. I'm lucky I get to see. I've had over 80 visitors to Timmers Beach. So that's kind of cool. But there are people that haven't been down here, and there are some people that aren't going to travel. I'm not saying it's my goodbye tour, but I want to make sure that if I see Tim Dunn or I see Brett Bertolino or I see Larry Kirshner, that they all know I love them, right? And I mean that sincerely, because I every one of them, I am who I am because of all these people. I mean,
that's right.
I never minded being the dumbest person at the table because that's how I learned, you
that's
know.
Right.
So
well said. Well said.
I wrote it down. It was on a 3x5 card. Just kidding.
Well, guys, this is awesome. Thank you so much for taking some time out. Obviously, safety is very, very important, and we're so grateful that both of you are going to be leading that charge at TransWorld and making sure that all haunted attractions can survive and continue to thrive. But thanks to both of you, and we can't wait to see you in St. Louis in 43 days. Can you believe that?
Yes, we can't wait to see you at the patio. We got a message in the bottle for you. Limited time only. You got to come visit Timmer and Billy. Come chill with the crew.
Guys,
and we're going to tell stories, Chris. and then I'll hang up. You know the difference between a Timmer and a Billy story and a fairy tale?
Do tell.
Well, I'm going to tell you and the 3 people that are watching us right now, but everybody else, they have to come to TransWorld to get this. So a fairy tale starts once upon a time, and a Billy and Timmer story starts, I swear to God, this is true. Have a good day.
There it goes.
I love it. Come see those guys. They got 2 free seminars. Booth 1122 at TransWorld. Guys, safe travels, and we'll see you soon.
It is. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Oh, TransWorld, we are so grateful for those 2 gents, and we are so grateful for you. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for just 2 seconds here while we have an important word from our very valued show sponsor, Ticket Spice. All right, TransWorld, we are back, and we are super excited for our next guest. We've been trying to get her on for a while, and we're super glad she's here. TransWorld Live, help me in welcoming an amazing, amazing person, Donna Nowak from Showoffs Body Art and ProAiir Hybrid Makeup. What's up?
Woo! Hey, guys. Wait a minute. I need to be like Billy. I got to put my hat on, except for I'm from Tennessee, not Costa Rica. So I got to fit in, Billy. This is for you.
See, we got a good trend here. I think Billy's got to be loving that, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, the big question is, can you do makeup in the hat? That's...
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And then you can tell Timmer, we got moonshine out here in Tennessee, you know? So we could bring some moonshine to the booth.
Or, yes, I love this. We could collaborate. See, it's all about hunters coming together.
Taste testing. Which one do you like?
Hey, actually, I know you're right outside of Pigeon Forge. Like Gatlinburg does a pretty good thing going down there. So
I'm right down the street from Dollywood, in fact.
Oh, we love those guys out there.
Yeah. Even in fact, Rich came out here, I think it was last year, and
yes.
And we hung out with Rich for a while.
Oh my God, the best, obviously.
It was a great surprise.
Oh, well, we're glad you're here. Thanks for hanging on. Thanks for being here. For those that don't know about Showoffs and about ProAiir, tell us everything about you.
Well, let's just start off. Heck, I was like one of those folks who wanted a change in my career and didn't know which way to go. And I love to painting and I love color. Okay. So this was very, very bizarre. But anyways, I started off doing I wanted to learn how to airbrush. Okay. I used to paint murals, like in kids' rooms and such.
Sure.
But then one day I saw the rainforest, the very first Rainforest Cafe in Orlando, and I noticed the airbrushing. I'm like, I can make my murals faster with an airbrush. But I felt I was too old to go to school to learn how to airbrush. So I looked up bikers, and I became a biker chick. I learned how to airbrush, but then I had little kids at the time.
Sure.
And at that time, it was just starting the craze of airbrush tattoos.
Okay.
And then I'm I love to teaching and explaining things. So I decided one day, I met a guy, I said, do you know how to film? And he's like, I took a course from school. Well, the next day we started to record instructional DVDs, which has been selling around the world back in 2002. There they are. You can see them. Let's see who out there in the crowd bought them back in 2002 and 2003. And the really funny thing is, if you watch them now, my children back then are full-grown adults. They're 30 years old and 28, and you can see them when they were like 8. So let's not date myself.
It's a time capsule.
Yeah, it is. And then as time went on, I decided to go, there they are. Then I found about conventions. So TransWorld. So I started going on my own accord to TransWorld when it was in Chicago back in 2000. 2007.
Okay.
So I used to go there. I used to have, again, here's a tip for all those who are new and want to move on to something bigger. I used to show up at these trade shows with those little fold out books, and you put your pictures of art.
Sure.
And I would go up to the vendors and say, look at me, look at me, look at me. This is what I could do. This is what I could do. And they go, yeah, kid. But yeah, I wasn't a kid though. So it's not too late to start when you're in your 30s, 40s. Okay. So after a year or two, there was a vendor, Graftobian Makeup, gave me that chance. So I became their guest artist for all their TransWorld and other shows, because I also developed face painting stencils, because not everybody has the talent to hand paint. So I made stencils with the airbrush, and with the makeup, it went hand in hand. I'm all about speed, because when you have that speed, you can make more money, right?
That's right.
Right. So I worked with Graftobian from 2009 to 2015. And then during that time, it's like I knew there was a need for a better makeup.
Sure.
Okay. And I met somebody, a chemist, and we started my own product, or my own brand, ProAiir. And air is spelled with a double I, because both eyes on you.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah. And so it's professional airbrush is really pretty much where ProAiir comes from.
Makes sense.
But then being, a smaller business, and how do I build a brand name all by myself? But because I've been on the circuit, folks got to know me and respected me, and they see me in books and other conventions. I think then the respect for where I came from, folks gave my product a chance. And I solely believe in the artist. Put the product in the artist's hand and let the product speak for itself. I don't need to falsely say, oh, it's the best in this and this and that. I'll just let you see for yourself.
Proof is in the pudding. Right.
Off my hat. Proof is in the pudding. That's right. So then here I am today. So I had my first solo booth at TransWorld under my own flag back in 2015, and I had Dutch Prahari. He was quite new. I think was he on Skin Wars at that time? I don't think he was at that time. But I brought in Dutch Prahari to do the demos at my booth in 2015. And then the next year, Jen and Rish, they gave me a beautiful spot at TransWorld. I'm like right there by the front door when you walk in. Maybe that's because I have all these models being painted live on the spot. So
that might have something
to do with a little bit of a show. But we have models who are females, some that are males. So we have a little bit of eye candy for everybody. Oh, there we go. So there's Dutch on the right and Josh Council. So these guys I've had quite a lot at my booth. So what I love about these artists, they bring their talent, but they're also approachable. I want artists that people who attend these shows, they want to learn. Just like, Tim and Ben or Billy talked about, they want to teach.
That's right.
And you can walk up to my guys and talk to them and see what they like, what they don't like. And what I've learned when I was a guest artist for somebody else, a makeup artist is not really loyal to one brand. Okay, because we have a certain color or a certain product that works for this and that. So that was one of the things that I wanted. My line. Oh, there's Kyle Vest.
I was going to say Kyle Vest is there.
There's Kyle Vest. Yeah. And that's my daughter right there being painted. Nice. So you can see with her being with blonde hair, you can even put the product in their hair. But anyway, so ProAiir is really made to work with many brands. You could put your other brands on top, beneath it, but ProAiir is very friendly. And so that's a really nice thing. But anyway, so back in 2015, there's Dutch at my very first booth. That's the one back in 2015. Right. So that was cool. But I love being at TransWorld. So this year, over the last few years, my booth has grown from a single booth, and I now have 4 booths. So I have a 40 by 10.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I started off from showing a little book. Look at me, look at me,
Yeah.
look at me, having nothing. And look where I am today. It's a passion. It's what you love to do.
And to use kind of what you had mentioned earlier, the proof is definitely in your pudding, so to speak. The chat is erupting with love about how your product is the only one that they use, or how much that they love it. And it's amazing, because when you have quality like that, people are loyal and they continue to come back. And you can see this outpouring. Holy cow. I mean, Robert's only highlighting a few of the comments, but people are blowing up.
Well, I'm a user. I've been there. I mean, I've worked Super Bowl. I've even been to China twice. I was there for other events. There's nothing that you have done that I have not. So I could relate. So I'm very approachable, and I will get phone calls, and ask, how to work through problems and stuff, because I've been there. I understand. Sure. So I'm just not a developer who found a product that I'm just going to put my name on it and I really don't know anything about it. No, I know, I understand, and like I said, it's meant to be a family-friendly makeup product that's very versatile. Not everybody can afford a lot, but you could use ProAiir in, your hair. You could use it on prosthetics. Heck, but Dutch Bahari one time sent me a picture that somebody asked him to airbrush the fender of a motorcycle.
Well,
and he brushed on top of it. I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. So
it's amazing to see so many different haunters and people in the chat, like our good friend Alejo just mentioned about how much he loves you guys. But again, to the proof in the pudding, you guys just don't do haunted attractions. Your products have been featured in a number of huge blockbusters. Can we talk about that?
Oh, I am so blessed. And I have learned, when you're in the field, sometimes when production is going on, you got to mum's the word. You can't.
Sure, of course.
You got to wait till it's in print and stuff like that. But yes, the very first one was The Walking Dead.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, heck, zombie. In fact, it was so cute. Kevin Wassner, asked for certain colors. So he would even give me a palette of colors that he wanted me to custom make, Even one time Greg gave me a call and said, I need the color of dirt. So I asked him, what side of the United States? He said,
good question.
huh? What? I said, the north, the south, east, and west. The dirt is not the same.
That's
so he
right.
says to me, send me all. So I sent him all kinds of colors and he picked. So as you're seeing on the screen right there, last year, was the Asaka film there. So that's all ProAiir colors, the green from Guardians of the Galaxy, Yondu, Gamora, even the new Mystique, if you looked at her blue.
Yeah.
So like I said, some of this product out there, when they're making up these artists, they're not true loyal to one brand. They will use a variety of other brands. So that's why I like about ProAiir is that, it plays well. But as far as the talent goes,
yes,
what they like about the ProAiir product line, it's easier to remove. That's what makes me different than other brands. Okay.
Okay. That's key. That's key.
So there's even a magazine story where Jennifer Lawrence talked about being Mystique, how, she's being doused in shaving cream, and then they put themselves into a sweat box to sweat off all the prosthetic pieces. And then she would go home and her boyfriend would complain that she smelled like men's shaving cream. Where ProAiir, all you have to use is liquid soap.
Seems like a no-brainer to me.
but the liquid soap has to have perfume, because in the ingredient to making perfume is cosmetic alcohol. It's an alcohol that's made for cosmetic use because it's a quick dry, right?
Okay.
So what a product is made with is what it comes off with. So if you have a liquid soap with perfume, okay, you don't get wet. You rub the liquid soap onto the makeup and it will start to dissolving the makeup. Then you rinse it off. So a talent, let's see these haunted houses. How many of these actors who get made up every night, and they have to remove it with shaving cream or alcohol. What's that going to do to your skin as a performer?
Well, and we have a great comment here in the chat from Kimberly Ann that said, yes, removing it multiple times a week is tough on the skin.
Yes. So that's why, again, it's wonderful to have a product that has the vibrant colors and it's durable, but it's gentle to remove just with liquid soap.
Gotcha. What a nice benefit. I mean, you have a great product, but it's also going to be easy to remove, and your actors and actresses can do a whole weekend without their skin breaking up and then, suffering in the off days just for our entertainment.
And then my product line, I have things from the Hybird, and I have the tattoo ink line, and I have solids and cakes and dips. Everything is mixable because it's all family. So you can mix all my product and then to put them in hair. Again, blonde hair. I have a picture which you don't have. My husband has a big white beard and he went to shaking up a jug. Oh, speaking about shaking, ProAiir is made in the United States.
We love that. We love that.
Are here in the United States, and I'm now EU certified.
Hey.
Anybody who goes to Europe and wants to buy out there, we are certified in the EU.
We love this.
So anyway, so Bruce, white beard, he had scab color all over his beard. So I did, wait a minute, let's film you, So we took a picture of him before, and then we out with him just putting soap on. Came out just like that, no problem.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
Yeah. So
my gosh.
Well, all my artists out there, hey, I'm in the trenches with you all, and I'm just so happy to have a product that you all could use. But so as far as the movies, like I said, like there's one that's out right now. It's a color green. I can't not say the name of the movie. But it's with two girls.
I mean, if you were out east, you might say it's a wickedly awesome time,
Yeah, so, right. So I wonder where that green came from. Right.
Oh my gosh, who knew? Like the green for L. Frank Baum's, namesake would be just wonderful. Donna, that's so awesome.
If you really look at it, it's the same color that they use on Gamora.
It is true. It's very,
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So we're very blessed to be used in movies, major theme parks, mom and pop little shops, haunted little attractions, to even state fairgrounds. So I am very blessed. And then the last thing is I get to work with my family.
Oh.
So my children that you saw in that old DVD, make sure you go back and go see it. They now, heck, when they were tired, I had to pay them $10 to sit still and let me paint.
Hey, there we got one.
Yeah, there's one. There's my daughter there. And, now they're running the company. Isn't that how you could take a passion and start from nothing? I started from my kitchen table with an idea.
Yeah. What a beautiful story about how you, like you said, you started, and through the workings, through TransWorld, through networking, through your high product quality, through all of your artists, and look at what you've created now. And now people are going to be flooding to your booth. By the way, everybody, that is booth number 1304. So you can come check out Donna, her whole family, all of her models, all of her talent, and
So
all of their.
my artist this year, we're doing a little change up this year.
Oh, okay.
So we always have Michael Green on Thursday. He's like one of our staples. Okay.
Yes.
I've had him there for years. And Friday, Saturday, we're going to have again other skin war artists. We're going to have Otto Watts and Avi Ram.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're going to have these guys. And then we're also going to have on Thursday, Mandy Gibson.
We love Mandy. She's here all the time.
From Laurel's House of Horror. And Alejo, you mentioned Alejo. He's going to be doing some artwork on Sunday.
We had heard a rumor.
And then last, Jen didn't say to you guys, ProAiir is the sponsor for the zombie prom night on Saturday.
We might have seen something about that. Super excited. I heard
Mandy, Alejo, Emma, and Briel, who are going to be the artists helping with your transformation into zombie people. So you make sure you come in with a plain face, and they were going to hook you up. So that's on Saturday night for the prom.
Love this. Oh my gosh.
And it's free. It's a free, but if you want to leave a nice bloody tip for them, they would appreciate that.
Yes. What a very, very kind offer. So you're saying, and that's breaking news here, if you need to get your makeup done, you've got your tickets to the ball and you need to get your makeup done, you come hang out with you guys, and maybe for a nice tip, it's all free.
Jen still hasn't said where they're going to be. They're not going to be at my booth on Saturday night. They're going to be within the ball. They're going to be there. So you get dressed up and they will take care of you there. And I think their time is like 7:30 or 6:30 to like 9.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Right.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, if people want to start perusing your product, you gave a great explanation of where the name came from, but your website, super easy, ProAiir.com with 2 I's.
Right.
I love it. ProAiir.com. Go start the shopping and then go see you in person and your entire family at booth 1304 to pick up some amazing products.
I want to share one little tip that I got from Patrick McGee, who is a very big name out there on the West Coast. Okay. So he was sharing with me this cool trick for blood. Okay. We do not offer blood, but we have lots of blood color. And ProAiir is very matte. So it's a matte finish, so it doesn't reflect when you take pictures. So it's a beautiful product when you're taking pictures, okay? So Patrick was telling me that he's been buying what's called our Prolong Satin. See, it says the word satin.
Yeah.
Okay? I believe you have a picture there. So what he's been doing, he's been using, let's say, the base of like a blood color, whether it be old blood, scab, or whatnot. And then he will take the Prolong Satin, spray it on top of that color.
Oh, very nice.
And it gives it a satin finish. So it gives a little bit of that sheen to look at more like real blood. But then at the same time, the removal process is the same thing. Because I know sometimes some blood being with gel, so it's sticky and it transfers. Well, ProAiir, you could be wearing it and you could give somebody a hug and it won't transfer.
That's awesome.
So using the blood colors and Pro Satin on, so it gives you that blood looking effect with gentle removal.
Sure. I
think Robert's got that picture if he wants to pull that up.
Well, I was going to say, and this is going to go along with it. We also have a question about your Prolong Gloss as well. So, but please walk us through this picture.
Well, in fact, the gloss, it's not, I changed the name. It is satin because it really wasn't a glossy finish. It was more of a satin. So glossy word is gone. So we changed it to satin.
Okay. Good tip.
So you can see in the picture, if we're going from the bright red to the left. So the first stripe is without the satin, and
Okay.
that is blood red. Then the next one has blood red with the satin, so you can start seeing the sheen to it. The next color is scab, and that's the one that Kevin Wassner did one for The Walking Dead. So the first stripe is straight, and then the
Okay.
last one has the satin. So you could see the
Nice.
reflection, the satin look, to make it look a little bit more bloody.
Love it. Great work. Great product.
And then the last thing, the prolong itself, well, the word means prolong. It makes it
Sure.
stay longer. So if you happen to have some talent where the product, where ProAiir may dissolve a little bit faster because they're sweaty or whatnot, you just spray some prolong in or on top of the skin, or you could pour some of it into the product, and it helps the makeup last longer. So
Love
it's
it.
a very versatile product. So that is the prolong that you can see here. And then some artists, if your bottle is just about empty and you need a little bit more to go, or it has become a little bit dried out, well, you could pour some of the prolong into the makeup bottle to reconstitute the liquid, and it doesn't change the pigment coverage.
Pro tips with Donna here. This is
right. So then we have the prolong,
okay.
and this is still prolong satin.
Okay.
Okay, so this will be a matte finish. This will give you a satin
Love
finish,
it.
but they both do the same thing. So it helps extend the life of your makeup or reconstitute it. It's a must-have in your toolbox.
Absolutely. I don't know what more you can ask for. Like, obviously, it's going to stay for a long time, and it's easy to remove when you want it to be removed. And
At
wow,
ProAiir, we have over 100 colors. Come on, there's not one in there that you can't find.
that's crazy.
But I still get requests from certain shows for custom colors. So there's new
Interesting.
things in the works that I can't talk about.
Oh,
But
shades of green. Shades of green, right?
no, it's not. It's more
Oh.
in
Oh,
something to do with hell
okay.
and
Okay.
purples and colors like that.
I like that. All right, so that's our hint for the day here, folks. Like, yeah, our TransWorld audience will find it. It's great.
And of
Oh.
course, I can't end the show without a prize.
We would be so honored. We started to, when you told us about this, like we all kind of got a little like jazzed up about it. It's really awesome. So this is a prize package worth $200. Can you tell us what's all included here?
Oh, it's pretty easy there. We have, of course, a t-shirt, a Monster
Gotta have a t-shirt.
Maker t-shirt. It's just, you got to let us know what size you are, whoever's going to win. And then we have a ProAiir airbrush. So my airbrush line is for, I support Iwatas because that's the top of the line in my book, but I love also all kinds of brands like the Grex and such. But not everybody can afford that. So I have a more affordable line, which is my ProAiir airbrush. So
Okay.
that's what you're going to have in this kit. And then we have 6 colors, 2-ounce colors of the Zombie Collection 3. And we have a bottle of airbrush cleaner and some brushes to clean out your airbrushes. So
This is a huge package. Thank you so much. Now, we just want to clarify. So before we do this contest here, we want to make sure you are going to be going to TransWorld and you're going to pick it up at Donna's booth,
Yes.
1304.
which is by the front door. We've
Exactly.
always had the
Can't
booth
miss it.
right by the front door. And check out the eye candy when you stop by the booth.
Oh, she knows how to sell it.
And that's not the moonshine. Sorry,
No.
that's up for us,
Exactly. That's a little like 4 o'clock swing day. All right. We got some notes actually. So Donna, we're going to actually switch things up a little bit and we can talk about what we were going to do. Robert is going to put up our magic jar and we want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to win this because this is one of the coolest prizes we have gotten in a long time. So thank you so much for donating that. on behalf of ProAiir. So here's what you got to do. You just need to comment TW and then ProAiir. And if you spell it right, there's extra points and extra submissions
But
here.
were we going to have that little guessing little thing that we talked about?
We were. So let's have some fun with that while people are commenting, and that's going to fill up the jar, and we're going to pick somebody at random here. So we had 2 trivia contest things lined up, and we want to see how people are going to do with this. And we've got a special extra bonus for anybody that can get these right. Sound good, Donna?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that body art was painted in 2017.
Beautiful. It's awesome. We know him. It's Kratos from a very popular video game series. But the trivia question is, do you know the man behind the paint? Who is the model? Who is the model? Extra bonus points here if anybody knows.
The artist, of course, is Josh Console.
Good call. Yeah. Okay.
And in fact, Josh Console was the head makeup director for Ocean Park in out there in Japan.
Really?
Hong Kong. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yep. So I'm very blessed to have Josh. We love
Oh
him.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Very, very talented.
He almost had the same bald head like the model.
Love it. Well, we actually just got a correct answer here.
Oh, really? Oh, who was that?
Angelica Carnes put Bruce out there. Nice job, Angelica.
So who's Bruce? Who's Bruce?
Yeah. Angelica, you know who Bruce is? We'll give her a chance to answer here before we rip off the Band-Aid here, but that is actually
Bruce is on the banner, but okay.
Who is Bruce? Who is Bruce to the ProAiir family?
My husband.
There we go. Now, here, talking about how you have started a new career and really from nothing, you had mentioned how you had left your previous career. And so our second trivia was going to be, what was Donna's previous career before she joined the makeup world? Want to see if anybody can spout that one out there as we're putting in entries into the jar here.
I remember back in TransWorld when I first started back in 2008. Back then, do you remember where folks who were vendors and who did attend used to dress up in costumes?
Oh yeah.
And I think I was there when they had the Munster mobile with Eddie Munster and all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I came dressed up as a cowgirl type chick, so I put airbrushes in my the holster because I was the fastest gun in the north.
Smart.
So that's how was my costume. Did somebody guess what I did before? Oh, don't go to my website and read about my about page.
So either Justin knows or he did. Justin Makiewicz did call it out there. So Justin said computer programmer, and that's so right.
Who would have thought that I would be sitting behind a desk doing this all day? Not my natural personality. Nope. But I didn't learn that until I was like 39 years old.
Oh my God. Talk about, so like, that's such a motivation for anybody who's been interested about getting into the haunt industry. You don't have to start when you're young. You can start anytime. You can start in the middle after you've already had an established career. And
I am just so blessed. I followed the passion. Yeah, I love
that's right.
teaching, and I love, to inventing. I invent things.
I love that.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I don't get discouraged. I just find, well, what did I do wrong here? And I try and fix it again. In fact, my nickname in the face painting world, I was Miss Tool Time because I would develop certain things. But, like I said, it's the passion that led me to where I'm at today with the success and perseverance. I believed in myself. I had folks who saying, you're wasting your time. You spend all these hours and you really don't make a lot of money back. But I'm like, but something's just telling me to keep going and believe in myself. And look where I'm at today.
And-
I'm thankful to everybody out there. And it's been pretty tough for like a woman-owned makeup
Yeah.
business, like Bobby with
Oh,
Bloody
sure.
Mary,
Sure.
It takes a lot to keep us going. So
We're grateful that you are here, and we're honestly so much better for it. Well,
thank you.
We need your help with one more thing before we
Okay.
go. So Robert's going to put that jar up here.
Okay.
And whenever you say stop or whatever magic word that you want to call out, there is no place like home. It could be anything that you want it to be. He's going to pull a random entry from all of those that have commented. And that person's going to win that $200 prize.
Look how full that jar
I
is.
know.
Oh my God. Everybody wants a free goodie.
They do. Yes, they
love
do.
Oh, and plus ProAiir, we gave some stuff for the auction as well.
Oh, very nice.
Can't
Very
forget
nice.
about that. Jen and Rich do
cannot.
such a good job for everything.
Oh, 100%.
We gotta help
yes.
them as well.
We love them. We love them.
Yes. Okay. You ready? Go ahead. Give the jar a good shaking.
It is.
So let me know when you want me to say something.
You call it whatever.
Okay. Stop.
There we go. There we go. Oh, boy. I think that's DJ. Is that right? DJ? DJ Lee? I think that's how it is. I wish they would put the different colors on him, but that's okay. DJ, congratulations. You just won a $200 prize. DJ Christy Lee. There we go. Thank you, Robert. Just won a $200 package courtesy of ProAiir and Donna and her whole family. You can pick it up at booth 1304. But do me a favor.
What?
Email me at KRIS@HAAshow.com. That's KRIS@HAAshow.com. We'll get you hooked up so that Donna knows you're coming.
Yep.
Donna, as we are only 43 days away, is there anything else that you want to say to everybody before we call it?
TransWorld is the place to be when you want to learn about what's going to be a new trend, meeting friends, to networking. Invest in yourself, and you're going to learn so much, and you're going to be encouraged. That's what we're there for, to encourage you to keep going and be creepy and scary.
I love it. I love it. Well, we are so grateful for you, and we're so grateful for all of your entire team. So please pass that along. TransWorld Live, we're grateful for all of you. Thanks for tuning in, and we will be
all my
back.
fans, thank you for being there for us. We'll see you at the booth. Come and check us out.
That's
and it's
right.
okay to show off too.
I love this. I love this. All right, folks, we will be back next Tuesday. That's July 21st, where we are going to have a special exclusive look and interview with the folks that made the Fright stuff. That's right. John LaFlamboy, Mike Myers, Chris Sato. Come on back. We'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks for joining in.
Bye-bye.